told you about the many informational meetings being held across Nebraska discussing options under the new Farm Bill. UNL Extension Public Policy Specialist Brad Lubben presented on that topic at the Power Farming Show earlier this week. We talked with him Tuesday about the decisions farmers will need to make, including base reallocation, yield updates, and price loss coverage versus agricultural risk coverage.
We're in the middle of the decision period, actually still 3 months or so to go for producers to make that decision, but they have to think about those three different decisions on their farm. The payment yield update is simple. If you have the data, you prove it, you update yields. The base update is a more difficult decision because you want to think about what's the value of your old base versus what's the value of reallocating to a new base that reflects what you grow today. And then of course it's all fundamentally part of the ARC versus PLC program. Are you more comfortable with the revenue safety net or the price safety net? Big decisions ahead.
When you talk about ARC versus PLC, Brad, isn't there really it comes down to your opinion on what's going to happen to prices in the future.
Right. That's right. Frankly, when this Farm Bill was debated and when we were debating a revenue versus price safety net, for practical purposes in the Midwest, we didn't think a price safety net mattered. Even the proposed updated target prices were far out of the money. Even when the Farm Bill passed in February of 14, that price safety net was still far out of the money. Now suddenly it's in the money for corn and sorghum and close to it for wheat. And so you've got more concerns about, is that price safety net valuable? Compare it to the revenue safety net. You've got to think about which one provides you better protection today. Right now, the revenue safety net probably still offers more money on this year's crop and next year's crop in terms of protection because it starts from a higher average. But it's an average, and it will go down if prices continue to go down. The price safety net starts at a lower level, but it's fixed. $3.70 for corn. Well, we've fallen to below $3.70. If we don't recover from this point, suddenly that price safety net's pretty important and gets more important the further we go.
Is it difficult to come off of the short term in terms of deciding I'm going to take what's now versus later?
Well, it's important to remember that this is a single decision for a 5-year period. So you might think about which safety net pays me the most protection now when prices have dropped rapidly and revenue outlook is changing substantially. Or you might say which one pays me the most or might pay me the most over the entire 5-year period. Well, that's a function of not ARC versus PLC. That might be more a function of what do you think is going to happen to prices. Corn's at $3.50 or so today in terms of expectations for the marketing year average. If you think it's going to recover to $4, then the price safety net at $3.70 doesn't offer a lot of protection over the long run. The revenue safety net offers more protection early and it ends up paying more on average. But if we're at $3.50 and we're heading to $3, then suddenly the price safety net gets very big the longer we go. The revenue safety net starts big, but it's an average revenue safety net. Lower average prices translate into a lower average guarantee. That translates into less protection. If prices really fall over time, the price safety net looks stronger. If prices recover, the revenue safety net looks stronger. It's a difficult ARC versus PLC decision that merits a lot of analysis, but it could be as simple as what direction do you think prices are going?
Along with this new 5-year Farm Bill, tell me how the discussion on crop insurance changes or how it plays into what we've been talking about already.
There were important changes in the Farm Bill relative to crop insurance, most significantly the addition of some new supplemental coverage, or the SCO, supplemental coverage option. SCO is a county-based crop insurance plan that stacks on top of your individual plan, but it is not available to producers that are in ARC. ARC is a shallow loss revenue plan, SCO is sort of a shallow loss insurance plan. Okay, but if I'm looking at ARC versus PLC, it's not really ARC versus PLC, it's ARC versus PLC plus the SCO that I might buy. But if I'm going to count SCO, I better think about the underlying buy-up insurance as well. It's a portfolio of safety net tools, not a single commodity program decision or a single crop insurance decision. It's a complicated portfolio of decisions.
Next week, Brad will join us again to talk more about the crop insurance portion of the Farm Bill. On the Market Journal website, we'll link to more resources on ARC and PLC. We'll also link to information about upcoming Farm Bill meetings across the state.